Cheers, legends. Sammy from Short and Stout Beer Reviews. Happy Thanksgiving to all my US friends. I've got a West Coast double IPA, 9%, called Sudden Impact. It's by Working Title out of Brisbane, Australia. I've done a fair few of these guys' beers on the channel this week, and yeah, been quite enjoyable. I've saved this one and an Irish Stout till last. This one, not only because it's a double, pretty big ABV, 9%, but yeah, like I really feel like their West Coasts are where it's at. They're really like hoppy, like piney, bitter sort of stuff. That's what I prefer. So yeah, I'm hoping it's a good one. I've got my hashtag proper glassware. You would have seen this a fair bit in the last few days. And yeah, it's Friday morning here. Very early in the morning, 1:20 a.m. I cracked some beers with a few peeps earlier on, and then everyone just disappeared. And it's like my first day of holidays, and no one was around. Bloody time difference drives me nuts. So yeah, I just sat out in the sun, hung out with the dogs. It was very enjoyable, and then yeah, had a bit of a snooze, and now I've woken up tonight, and I'm sort of like wide awake now. So I thought, stuff it. I just cooked up a frozen pizza, and yeah, I thought I'll do another beer review. But yeah, I'm sure there'll be plenty of beers on the go when I wake up in the morning, just being Thanksgiving and all. So let's pour this bad boy. Very, very clean and clear. You can probably see my face through it. Looks like apple juice. It's got a one finger head. It's got very lively carbonation. I'd say the body's probably light to medium, probably low end medium. And colour would be like, I'd say like a dark straw. Yeah. Anyway, let's go with. I smell pine. Smells piney, grassy, slightly resinous. Got a bit of a woodsy evergreen vibe. Touch of grapefruit. Some orange. Maybe a touch of apricot as well. Bit of stone fruit. The aroma's like, it's pretty subdued though. I got that initial pine, but in all honesty, I expected a bit more on the aroma, a bit more punchy. I have had hay fever though the last few days, so that might have something to do with it. Like a bready backbone, bit of caramel. It sort of looks more old school than modern. Like most Westies I've had from Working Title, they've been like more of your old school base. Hence why I like them more. But yeah, the head on this one dissipated very quickly. I'm getting like another sort of citrus fruit, but I can't sort of put my finger on what it is. Anyway, I'm going in. Would normally say I'm a thirsty boy, but I'm not really. I've had a few today. Well, I'm going to enjoy this one, but it's more of a nightcap. So cheers, peeps. Ooh, maybe the old hay fever's affecting the nose because on the flavour, that is epic. So yeah, it's actually got a pretty like big caramel toffee body, bready. Pine's definitely there. You can tell it's big as far as booze goes. It's quite sweet, sweet malt. It's got like a prickly carbonation, and yeah, like that really sweet malt initially, but then like finishes very dry. It's got a bit of dankness to it as well. Just gonna see what hops are in it. Yeah, I like that. They always have pretty simple but effective can artwork. It's a sort of brewery like when you go into a bottle shop. I feel like these guys stand out just with their simple design. The bright like logo sort of catches your eye with the colourful background. So it says, "Boom! It's a resinous, piney, and citrus overloaded double Westie. No surprises, just the classics. Simcoe, Amarillo, Citra, and Mosaic. It'll hit you quick." Cool. It's good that it's got some old school hops. A lot of Westies I've had lately have had sort of like more of your newer, like Kiwi hops. It's good to go back to the classics every now and then. So I hope everyone's having a good week. Obviously, I just had my first day of holidays. It'll be another pretty relaxing day today, and then yeah, off to Melbourne on the weekend. I can't wait. I sort of I delayed my accommodation because I didn't know what I was going to do, and I've ended up getting like a reasonable price motel out in the suburbs. So it's a good price and like it's a good location as far as other stuff around it goes, but it's just going to be a pain in the bum as far as like the time I get to the city and having to get to that and getting to the festival. So what I might have to do, I might just go straight to the festival. Yeah, like party it up, even hang around for a few hours, then go out to the motel because the festival's during the afternoon, so it sort of makes it hard. I don't really have enough time to go to the motel first and then go to the festival. So yeah, the shit thing is I'm going to be carrying a bag around with me all day, which is always a concern because when I have a few drinks and carry stuff with me, I'm not used to it, and I quite often leave them behind. So yeah, I just need that person that sort of keeps reminding me you've got a bag to collect, or if I can like leave it somewhere and I know it's safe. So yeah, I was going to take my laptop and do like maybe a beer review or a stream from the motel, but yeah, I don't think I'll bother because yeah, there'd be nothing worse than losing a bag with the laptop in it. So yeah, that head disappeared very quickly, but the carbonation's just like rolling up the glass, going nuts. I had a beer similar to this last week. Might have even been the same brewery, perhaps. And it was almost like just on appearance, you thought the beer wasn't right, but the flavour and the aroma and everything else was good. So, yeah, it could be just something to do with, yeah, however they're carbonating or they're canning or something like that. As long as it still tastes all right, I don't care. So yeah, obviously Thanksgiving's not really a thing here in Australia, but yeah, it's pretty cool that I've got the day off. So if anyone goes online and does like a hangout or something, it'd be good to join. Feel like I'm part of the festivities. But yeah, all in all, I'd hope that people are hanging out with their family and friends in real life and staying away from YouTube, if anything. But yeah, 9% can definitely feel it going down. Boom. But yeah, it was good sitting out in the sun today for a few hours. Always feel like especially when you're working hard and you're indoors often and it's been winter time and shit weather, when summer comes around and you spend more time outside, it just feels like it's just so much healthier for you. And just that feeling of like bare feet in the grass and yeah, it's like a good feeling. And the dogs are happy like when I'm just chilling with them and good times. I even got a little bit sunburn on the shoulders, so hopefully that doesn't get too bad. I normally just go pretty dark over summer. I'm pretty lucky as far as that goes. I've got quite a few mates that have like pretty like fair skin and they just burn real easy. So yeah, these guys have been going now for about 4 years, and they started off as gypsy brewers. They were gypsy brewers probably for 2 years, I'd say, and they were brewing out of Newstead Brewing, and then Newstead ended up. They've acquired a few other places, but they ended up moving out of their existing location. So then Working Title took that over, and yeah, they sort of went heavily on the whole food side of it, and I think they do like Asian fusion stuff. They probably have other nights like tacos, and they do like trivia and all that sort of stuff as well. Two really good dudes. I sort of wish all the success for them. And yeah, like as I said with their beers, I like their stuff like this or their dark beers. I feel like the brewer has a passion for like real hoppy, like old school American IPAs and reds and black IPAs and just anything real like bitter and dry. I feel like that's his jam. How you going, Lee? Good to see you, mate. What's the weather like where you are, dude? She's definitely warming up here. I don't know what it got to today. It probably would have been in the probably like the early 30s, maybe. It's pretty warm. I was just saying it was really nice just sitting out in the backyard with my dogs and lapping up the sun on my day off. I've heard in the UK you've been getting not only snow but a bit of flooding as well. It's not good. It's like the middle of the night and I can hear a dog. The dog sounds like it's singing. Sort of making like a howling noise, but like with a little bit of like a little harmony. Because it's like there's a bit of wind and it's real like yeah, it's like it's blowing the sound straight to like my area. It's pretty funny. Cheers, Adam, dude. What's on for today, brother? I'm assuming you're working from home. I'm just on a double Westie by my boys out of Brisbane, working title. It's pretty good. It's got that real oily sort of resinous characteristic to it, quite piney. Dry, dank, bitter, and like unlike most modern Westies, it has like actual caramel malt, a little bit bready. It's good. Got a bit of booze on it. You can tell it's 9%. Yeah. Yeah, I was real keen for drinks, obviously this morning with when I did the beer review and then went on Beer Mans. And then I went on Drew's and you could just tell Drew was real tired and ready for bed real early. And then Josh just pissed off, and like everyone just ended, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, I've got a day off. You guys have all got Thanksgiving tomorrow. Well, I mean, Drew had to work, but hardly anyone else did, and they all just piked it real early. It's quite disappointing. So yeah, I just ended up. I went outside and just sat in the sun with the dogs. It was good. But yeah, I just expected to be having a heap of beers and being on panels for a few hours, and that just didn't happen at all. And I didn't want to start my own shit because I thought, well, if they've all crashed on other streams, they're not going to join mine, sort of thing. Yeah, it was weird. Cheers, Paul. Good to see you, dude. And sorry I missed your. I think you were trying to call me on Facebook on my phone or something last night. I'm assuming you might have wanted a beer or something. I'm not sure, but yeah, it was just after I did that stream and I jumped in the shower and then I went to bed afterwards and I noticed that you'd been trying to ring. Bloody oath. He'll crap on about like how he hasn't hung out for ages and he wants to have a drink and then he just fucks off. It annoys the shit out of me, to be honest. I love him, but he needs to sort his shit out when it comes to that sort of stuff. Yeah. Yeah, do some reviews together, bro. Um, yeah, I've got because there's been talk of us doing a Cantillon stream and also a Three Fontaine stream, and I've got. What I might do is I'll send a photo of the two that I've got, The Cantillon actually hasn't arrived. It was meant to arrive today, but it'll be here in the morning. So I'll send you a photo when I get it. I'll just put that and the Three Fontaine in the same photo. But yeah, as far as other breweries and stuff go, I'm getting some American stuff soon. So I feel like when it comes to me getting American stuff, it's best if I sort of put the feelers out as to what I've got and then see if you guys can go and get it. Instead of like you guys going, oh, can you get this American beer? It's like, nah, like I'm in Australia, I'll try and get all the good shit and then, yeah, put the feelers out and see if you guys can get it because otherwise you'll just be reeling off all these beers that I can't get. Just sucks that we can't, buddy, yeah, share Australian beers would be cool. And Adam, I may have found some Ramjet in cans, dude. So it may not be last year's release. It might be, we might be able to get the 22 or the 23. There was a couple of different years, and I was just going to go back through. I mean, they're all fucking banging. But yeah, as far as the cans go, because for a few years they only did bottles. And then I think around the pandemic time or just after, they started doing it in the bottles and the cans. And part of the reason why doing it in the cans, they just wanted to test out to see if it drinks as well in a can after a few years as what it does in the bottle. Plus, for people like you that are traveling, like it makes it easier. So yeah, definitely, I'm gonna get a fat Santa for you because that's in a big can. I just got to find out. I think you said that you don't like ginger. I'm pretty confident it doesn't have ginger in it, but yeah, definitely get you a fat Santa and a Ramjet. I think they're two must-haves. And then yeah, I want to get is obviously some mountain culture range and banks, but I want to try and get them like closer to the date because I want to get like a West Coast from mountain culture, like an oat cream from range, and then Banks probably might even go an Imperial Stout from Banks. Mix it up a bit. And I also want to get your Mountain Culture's double red ale because I know that that will be right down your alley. You will fucking love that beer. Cheers, Harry. Good to see you, brother. Hope all is well. Paul only drinks his barley wines straight out of the fridge, and he will not sit on them and let them warm. He will chug them cold because he has a cold heart. Speaking of Paul, it didn't work. Hang on, you ready? That's his front porch. I like to hang out amongst these hot plants. It's such a cool photo, that. I can't wait to go to the UK and go to Weatherspoons and drink like cheap beers because we don't have an alternative here in Australia. Just have like some shit breakfast and smash beers at like 9 a.m. and then get on the hunt for some cask. Paul Paul gets his oxy welder out and warms his beers up to premium temperatures. Yeah, fucking oath. I'm one of those people when I travel, I like to be like living on the edge sort of thing. I feel like Harry's sort of the same. So yeah, when I travel to the UK, I want just to take me to some real sketchy places. I reckon it'd be cool to like go to like some pub, like say me and Adam go to some pub as Liverpool supporters, and you're not meant to be there, just to see what happens. I'll be like, "Fuck off! I'm Australian. Leave me alone, you cunts." £2 for a beer. Actually, I was what's the Irish dude that does all the Guinness? Like he does like the perfect pint of Guinness and does all the traveling the different pubs. He sort of changed his channel up a bit lately. But anyway, found some place in London where they do. I can't remember if it was £1 or £2 pints of Brooklyn Pilsner or something. Yeah, it's like fuck. He's like, how do you do it for the price? It was only for like an hour or two. Might have been 5 till 6 at night, but fuck. If more people knew about that, they'd go nuts. And it looked like a sort of bistro sort of place. Like, yeah, sort of probably not much of a name to it. Yeah, dude, I ordered them today. Um, I ordered the latest of the Tasman because I wanted to have the full Tasman series. So I think I'm up to. I think I've got all four now. I'm just waiting on them to be delivered. And then they had a West Coast. I got that. So I got two of the Tasman, two of the West Coast, and then I got. They had a bundle where you got the two new status quos. One of them was like mango forward, and the other one was with Motueka, I think. And then they had some other new beer. So I just went, fuck it, I'll just get whatever the bundle is. And they had like a thing if you spent a certain amount of money, you got a discount for Black Friday. So it sort of worked out good that I needed to buy, like I needed to catch up on a few. So, hmm, be interesting. Motueka is always good. I think in status quo, it's normally. I've got a feeling status quo is like Vic Secret, Centennial, and can't think the other hoppies. It's either Mosaic or Citra, I reckon. But yeah, obviously one of the best pale ales out there. Very, very nice. Ooh, that'd be unreal. So when I'm in Melbourne, and like, there's been times where I haven't booked accommodation, I haven't planned on staying the night. I've wanted to get back home and I've missed trains and haven't been able to, so I've sort of had to spend the night there. And if we don't have those sort of places that are open at stupid hours, like we have like nightclubs that are open till fucking 4 or 5, but when you're absolutely smashed, or not smashed, but like you've been on the beer, good craft beers all day, and you're real tired and you're like exhausted. The last place you want to go to is a club. So like I always just sort of hang out at like a Hungry Jack's or I don't know somewhere like that where you can just sort of chill and yeah, like have a meal and go on your phone or whatever. There's a pub in the city called Heartbreaker. That's been my thing lately. Like I'll go there because They have craft beer there. It's a bit of an eye-opening place. It's sort of like a rock and roll bar, and they have real like greasy, oily pizza, but it fucking hits the spot. Like it's real good, especially when you've had a few beers. And yeah, they're open to like God knows what time. So that's my new thing now. If I miss my train to go back home, I'll just go to Heartbreaker and smash it up. And then hopefully I don't like get sleepy. And then all I have to do is like, yeah, kill about an hour or two before the first train goes back home. But yeah, I wish we had places that like served beers at fucking 5 or 6 a.m. That'd be good. Especially if you're a night shift worker. I I dislike safety. I've done some pretty sketch shit when I was in Southeast Asia. I won't lie. Guinness Guru, yeah. What's his name like? Fucking Dara. I don't know if it's pronounced like that, but it's spelt. I want to go to like a me and Harry wearing brummy tops and go to a fucking villa pub. That'd be funny. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, just like as a bloody like a early to mid 20-year old that yeah, always fucking I don't know, doing stupid shit and thinking you're fucking like I don't know, like what's the word I'm looking for? Vulnerable. Like yeah, you can sort of take on the world, no worries. Like I used to go into like some of the real hardest like pubs in Melbourne where all the fucking like underworld figures and criminals and that were. And I'd be just like smashed and carrying on and laughing and like yeah, you'd get people eyeballing you and you're like, fuck, I'm gonna get cut up soon. I wouldn't be causing trouble towards them, but yeah, just sort of like having a good time and just not giving a fuck. The worst thing is like these days, like I'm older and wiser and like I definitely behave a lot better, but yeah, because I don't have like any ties with like I don't have sort of family and shit to worry about. It's like I just don't give a fuck when it comes to like being in dangerous situations and nothing really phases me. Oh, sorry, Joey. Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, dude. What's on for today, brother? You having a feast at yours, or you going somewhere else? Yeah. Well, that's my biggest problem now is with the whole rotating shift work. My body never knows when to shut down, so I could get on the beers and just pace myself and have a heap of water, have food, and like feel fine, not get drunk or maybe just a little bit pissy, but like my tiredness kicks in and I'll end up falling asleep in a bar or something. So that's my biggest worry at the moment. There has been a few times where I've been able to do it, and it's been all right, but it can be dangerous when you're by yourself. So there's nothing worse when you start getting sleepy and you got no one there to sort of look out for you. Next minute, like you got a security guard waking you up and then fucking kicking you out on the street. I've certainly had that happen a few times. But yeah, I feel like as far as these days go, it's very rarely due to drunkenness. It's just tiredness. I mean, yeah, you having a skinful and the beers are going down good, and you sort of you've obviously got something in your system and that, but yeah, it's not like I'm passing out or throwing up or like an absolute drunken mess staggering around and that. It's just I'll sit down and get comfortable and start going to sleep. A bit like good old Mersey beers, he does the same. Yeah. See, I'd love that. But we don't have anything like that at all. Even in the city, we don't have that shit. See, as I said to you guys, how you like tailgate sporting events. You're there in the car park getting mashed and cooking up fucking awesome meals and smashing beers in the street. Now, there's no way we could do that in Australia. They'd be on to you straight away. Fuck off. Get out of here. You can't drink here. Go home. It's definitely a bit of a communist state, the old Australia. It's getting worse. Yeah, your gas stations sell craft beer. That's awesome. Oh, fuck yeah. Cool. Yeah, we don't have any sort of equivalent to Thanksgiving. And as I've said, every time we try to be patriotic and celebrate anything Australia, you get accused of being like a right wing Nazi and all that shit just because of Aboriginal history. Most of the Aboriginals embrace stuff like this. It's just all the lefties that go to uni and don't have any friends and that they just want to make a fucking they just want I don't know, they just want to cause friction between people for no reason. Like I'm not right wing, I'm not left wing, I'm sort of in the middle, but I just feel like we should be able to embrace our country and we just can't celebrate anything here without some sort of commotion. Cheers, buddy. Happy Thanksgiving to you, brother. What's on for your day? I'm certainly jealous of the holiday. Look, it's it's definitely right down my alley. Just getting on the drinks and the awesome food with like family and friends. Sounds awesome. Big turkey boy. Do you have a wild turkey with your turkey? That'd be a good combo. I don't really know much about him. The Marlborough man. Yes. Pikachu. Yeah, I can say the same thing about never smoking a cigarette, buddy. I'm the same. I've certainly smoked other forms of things, but I've just never smoked a cigarette. Just never wanted to. If I want to learn an American accent, I'll just do all my Billy Madison and Adam Sandler impressions. I'll be Alfonso. From Boston. Yeah, not much beer left. My dog's snoring behind me. Bless him. He's a he's a good old boy. He deserves to have a good snooze. He's probably loved it out in the sun today, like hanging out there with Dad. Well, I've noticed the little fella's found a little spot under the fence where he's trying to get out. Every time he went near there today, I'm like just fucking yelling at him. Get away from there, you little prick. Kenosha, Wisconsin. No, I don't want to be a Green Bay supporter. Yeah, well that's the thing. Like I know what's happened in Australia with the whole Aboriginal history and that sucks, but I mean I'm friends with quite a few Aboriginal boys and like most of them embrace what Australia is today and they just want everyone to be one and get on and it's just I feel like they're all for it, most of them. It's just all these fuckwit like politicians and like far left uni students that are just trying to just most of these fuckheads that go and protest in the street, they don't even know any Aboriginals. It's like, what are you fucking talking about? Go back to your little dorm room and play your Fortnite. You just get so fed up with shit like that. It's there's no need for it to be so divisive. It's like just everyone just get on and like celebrate it. Move the date, change the day. It won't make any difference. Change the date and it'll just be the same old shit. People will just be fucking whinging. I hate the fact that, like, yeah, it's that bad in Melbourne. On Australia Day, if you walk down the street and you've got like Australian, like a flag on your Australian t shirt or you're wearing green and gold and that, people start getting into you. So it's like, fuck 'em. I purposely do it just to see who's going to come and have a go at me for it. Fuck 'em. It's like this. People would be offended by this band behind me. Anyone that's offended by that, that's to you. I'm a very proud Australian. I just hate our government. And I don't like the direction our country's going in. I feel like a lot of UK people would probably say the same about their country. Not sure about the US and how you guys feel, but yeah. Oh, there's people out there that just have too much time on their hands. Like if you're just constantly like rallying about shit like that and just complaining about all this minor bullshit, it's like you're obviously not working, you're not fucking grafting, you're not out there with normal stresses in life like most people. We hate Australia, but we're happy to take fucking $500 a week from the government to sit on our ass and do fuck all. All I want is cheaper alcohol taxes. that's that's one of my fucking pet hates. It's how much I pay for fucking alcohol here. There was a bottle of bourbon that a couple of the US boys were talking about in the last few days. I think they all paid about $60 for it. Or it might have been whiskey. I can't remember what it was. Anyway, I looked up the same product in Australia, $110. Oh, it's the currency. It's not the fucking currency. It's the tax. If you convert the currency, there's no way it's that much different. It's like, craft beers. Like a 4 pack of decent craft beer in Australia, you're up for like $40. You're up for $10 a can, pretty much. In America, you get a whole fucking case of macro beer for like $20. Yeah, Russia. Yes, I'm with you, brother. You feel my pain. See, a lot of foreigners don't realise how actually how bad it is in Australia with. And like one of the things that's always been decent in Australia is our healthcare, but because we're letting in so many like immigrants from other countries, the healthcare system now is absolutely fucked. So, like, you've worked and lived here all your life. Now you can't even get into a doctor's to see anyone because you got all these foreigners here now that are getting like free healthcare, and they pretty much just move here to get that, like, take advantage of that stuff. And yeah, like you'll have us poor fuckers slugging it out, working our asses off, and don't have time to have kids. And a lot of the different ethnic groups are having like 10 kids. So, hmm, the way the country's going, it's going to be an absolute fucking shithole in about 50 years' time. Yes, that's a good one. If you do, it'll be like, no, you wouldn't consider them work boots, but like Doc Martens, and they'd be like clean as a whistle. Is that when it comes to beer? Yeah, so that's the thing, dude. even like homebrew supplies here now are so fucking expensive. Like about 10 years ago when I used to do a fair bit of home brewing, you'd be able to do like, say, 2 cases of decent homebrew for, I don't know, probably $15, $20. Now it's like about 40 or 50. It's like they've just purposely put it up fucking shitloads because normal beer's so fucking expensive. Yeah. We're on the rant. Yeah, I just want to live somewhere where I don't get taxed so much for my work and my alcohol. And they're two things that I feel like I do well and I get fucked over for. So if I move to another country where I work hard and don't get taxed so much, and then when I buy alcohol, I don't get fucked over through that, I feel like my life would be a lot better. The end of the day, I don't really give a fuck about healthcare and all that shit because I don't know. I wouldn't really say I really look after myself, but yeah, like I'm just a fella that doesn't really need all that bullshit. I feel like if I did, I'd be happy to pay for it, sort of thing, because I feel like people are just taking the piss when it comes to healthcare. It's just any of the Commonwealth nations are just, yeah. I don't think they ever will become independent. You'll see when you come here, dude, how expensive everything is. I honestly think a lot of UK people think that Australia is not as bad as the UK, but in all honesty, I think it's worse. The rumble down under. Bloody whinging convicts. Everyone's dead to me. I'm on a rampage. I need another beer. That's what I need. Yeah, see, if we left the Commonwealth, the thing we'd get absolutely fucked when it comes to like any sort of distribution and that. New Zealand is more expensive in some forms. Certainly not housing though. Australia's housing costs are definitely like in the top bracket of the world for sure. I think as far as most expensive cities to live, like both Melbourne and Sydney are in the top 10. Up there with like LA and New York and all that shit. London's obviously up there. I don't even know how it started getting down this path. What are you labelling? Is it a tasty beer? Can you neck can you neck one while you're working? Ooh, fuck yeah. Did it deliver much coconut, dude? I love when you get not only the coconut from Sabro, but when you get that real evergreen character, like damp forest, piney spruce tip, even like you sort of like your mint, your cedar. Ooh, yeah. It's always funny when you do lives and you just go on a tangent talking about random shit, and then you think how weird it would be if, like, the brewery watch it back and they're like, "Oh yeah, he's having this beer," and all of a sudden, he's raging. He's angry about the politicians. It'd be funny just to see what they think. Oh, they'd be like, "Oh, this guy's a cunt." What to drink next? Who's going live? That's what I want to know. It's bloody 2:15 a.m. here, but I don't care because I don't have to go to work. I'm looking forward to this beer festival though on Saturday. It's going to be fucking sick. 3 hours on a rooftop in the city in Melbourne. 5 breweries. One of my favourite childhood footballers is there, slinging beers. Got one of my mates who's a pretty good Aussie comedian. I think he's actually doing a show, like a little stand up while we're there. Um, yeah, it's going to be good times. It's cool how, yeah, like it just, they're really, really encapsulating the whole term smallest, world's smallest beer festival. Matt, being an Aussie, have you seen the advertising at all for world's smallest beer festival? It's at Brew Manatee, who is run by David Neitz, who used to play for the Melbourne Demons. He was the captain and absolute champion. Um, they've always been a charity-based brewery, like raising money for motor neurons disease. Good people, and yeah, there's going to be Bolter's going to be there. Bodriggy, the Mill, and Sailor's Grove, and then obviously Brew Manatee. And yeah, it's up on the rooftop. It's exclusive. Only a certain amount of people are allowed in. And yeah, it's going to be good times. I just hope the weather holds off. Cheers, Stewie. 4.7. I can't even see what that picture is. I'm assuming it's a turkey. But yeah, as far as that beer goes, score for it, I'm going to say a 4.3 out of 5. I felt like it was good, but just not as great as some of their others, and it had that caramel malt, that bready base. I just felt like I know it wasn't as punchy as I'd sort of hoped and as bitter. I just know what they're capable of, so hence why I just haven't scored it as high as a few others of theirs. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still a good beer, but yeah. Gobble gobble, 101. Where's Bulk with his 101? We've been on a bit of a rant in this stream, talking about how fucked our government is and the prices of shit. People whinging about celebrating holidays and had enough. Matt knows where I'm at. I'm pretty sure Matt would agree with what I'm saying. Yeah. So yeah, it obviously started because Neil Danaher, who used to coach Melbourne, David Neitz was the captain for Melbourne when he was the coach, and yeah, Neil's the main man when it comes to motor neurons disease and all the fundraising and stuff. I think they've raised over 10 million for it over the years. They've done really well. So yeah, the brewery all started. Yeah, I think Nietzsche just had that passion for beer and wanted to start a brewery with his mates, and they just come up with the idea that they'll start a brewery that yeah, some of the profits go towards MND, and yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, they've only just opened this brew pub, and if you ever come to Melbourne, dude, check it out. It is phenomenal. Just the venue itself is fantastic, and there's a Pirate Life not far away as well, which is really good. Obviously, Pirate Life's originally from Adelaide, and they also have a Perth location, but yeah, the Melbourne one's pretty awesome. Pirate Life was one of my first like craft loves in Australia. I fucking love them when they first come on the scene. Them and Hawkers and who else did I like in the early days? Feral. Um, Mountain Goat, Moondog. I think they were pretty early as well. Trying to think of some New South Wales ones. Oh, Young Henrys. I think they were pretty early days. I remember the first time I had is it the Newtowner by the Newtowner Pale Ale by Young Henrys? I was like, wow, this beer is awesome. I was at like a rock gig and they had it on tap. Well, this beer is cool. It's like got heaps of character. It's way better than drinking like fucking Carlton Draft and whatever else was on tap. Yeah, who else from Sydney did I get into in the early days? So I'm just thinking all the Sydney breweries I'm into now, they're all relatively new. Perth's sort of where it started, the craft beer. Like Feral and Matsos, and I think those guys sort of got the ball rolling. But yeah, might be time for me to wrap it up and hit the hay and get on it in the morning. So yeah, this bad boy what do I give it? Like a 4.2, 4.3, somewhere around there. I think I said 4.2. So sudden impact, double West Coast IPA by a working title out of Brisbane in Australia. Good brewery, check them out. Probably don't distribute anywhere else. I think they distribute Southeast Asia, but that's about it. Yeah, and as I said, known for their beers like this or their big impy stouts. I haven't had an impy from them for a while. I'm hoping that they do one for the Carwin box that I'll be starting for December. So yeah, that's the. Actually, I'm considering tomorrow I might do a stout review. Or should I say today, like later today. So yeah, I might do a stout review. I might do one other. And then yeah, I'm obviously in Melbourne for the weekend. And then when I get home, it'll be all about the Advent beers because December. So watch out for those on the channel. Matt, have you got any Advent stuff? Have you got the Mountain Culture box, dude? So I've got the Carwin Cellars one. That's my favourite bar in Melbourne. I've got the Mountain Culture one, which I think that starts sort of, it's about the 9th of December or something because it doesn't have 25 beers. It's got like 16. Yeah, and I've got some American stuff coming from Forward Hops. So yeah, plenty of shit coming up on the channel. Thanks everyone for chiming in. And apologies for the ranting earlier, but it's live and it's real. And I think people do enjoy that at times. So yeah. Thanks again, and we'll see you again probably in a couple of hours' time. Cheers.